Good morning, writers. This is Miss Lampier's writing lesson for April 14th, 2020. We're starting a new unit, Unit 3, How-To Books. So writers learn how to write different kinds of writing by thinking, what kind of theme am I making? And then studying examples of that type of writing. Today I want to teach you that we can look at different types of writing and look at the differences between the two. And thinking about what kind of thing do I know how to do and write about that. Just like there are different types of dogs in the world, there are different types of writing. Think back to the story of Ruby Bridges that we read in February. This story is an example of narrative writing. It tells a story that is true about a person or an event in history. Pause the video for a moment and tell someone next to you or your hand or a stuffy 2 things you remember about the Ruby Bridges true story. And then come back. Now the second piece of writing I want to show you is a how-to book. Miss Tamara read us this how-to book back at the beginning of the year to teach us about library books and reading. Think back to this story or look at the cover and the words and think, how does this book different from the narrative of Ruby Bridges? See if you can come up with 2 things and then come back. If you haven't listened to the read aloud link yet, pause my video and go ahead and watch this now and then come back. I hope you had a chance to print out the graphic organizer. If you're unable to print, you can take a regular sheet of paper and just label it with a big letter T. This is called a T chart, and it helps us to think about comparing 2 different things. I also use 2 different colors, which I'm going to use to help me make some notes. So Ruby Bridges is in green. How to Read a Story is in purple. So I was thinking about the narrative in Ruby Bridges, and I know that it tells about her life. So I'm going to write life because it's true. And something else about Ruby Bridges is she was the first African-American girl to go to an integrated school. And that was a true event that happened in history. Steps to do things. And I remember hearing step 1, step 2 in the book. So I'm going to write steps, numbered steps. And numbers. I noticed it told me to go back to step 1 if I didn't pick a good book or I didn't pick a friend that was appropriate to read with. It actually told me to go back to step 1. So I think the order of a how-to book, the order you do things, is important. So I'm going to write order is important with an exclamation point. So this kind of chart helps me think about it. If you'd like to draw pictures to help you, that's a great idea to add to your pictures when you draw your story. So now I'm going to show you an example of a how-to book that I wrote. And count across your fingers all the things that I included and the order and was it important. How to Bake Chocolate Chip Cookies by Miss Lampier, April 14th, 2020. First, I put the dry things in a bowl. Two, I put the eggs, butter, and chocolate chips in a new bowl. 3, mix 2 bowls together. 4, scoop blobs onto a cookie sheet. Bake for 35 minutes. 5, eat cookies with a friend. The end. So the last part of our lesson, before I send you off to write, is to remind you of some key steps of how-to writing. How-to writing tells what to do in steps. Make a circle, add 2 dots, draw a mouth. That's an example. Number 2, numbers the steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Number 3, has a picture for each step. There's the circle, Add 2 dots for the eyes, draw a mouth, and that's how you draw a happy face. So friends, go print out the paper, as many pages as you think you'll need, and start a how-to book. I am looking forward to hearing your stories that you started on Thursday for my 10 to 11 office hours on Zoom. Bye-bye.